Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing revenue applications with quadratics. Now this is something that's pretty common in IB and also very common in the Ontario grade 10 or grade 11 or grade 12 curriculum, and it's pretty easy to be honest, and it could just be free marks. So there's three key steps here, okay? The first one is that we need to let X be item sold. 2, we need to write the price equation. And 3, we need to write the revenue equation. From here, the revenue equation is simply revenue is equal to the price times the quantity. And in this way, our fourth, these are kind of like optional steps, but it's basically simple. You expand it, into a quadratic finally, and then you want to find the maximum revenue. Okay, so if this seemed like a lot at once, I would admit that's the same thing for me. But once you see how simply formatted these questions are, I think it'll be a little bit easier. So I'll move on to the first question. Let's say that there's a school and they're selling tickets to a concert. Let's say there's $20 per ticket and 300 tickets are sold. Now this is the key part about the revenue equation, what I'm about to say. And this is how you always know. For every $2 increase in price, $20 fewer tickets are sold. So you might be asking, how the hell are we supposed to do this? Well, firstly, we have to understand to get those two brackets. So just get two brackets out, and this is pretty much every single revenue equation or revenue problem. And we need to set this equal to R, because that is what we're trying to solve for, revenue. Then from here, you have to put the base, or the base onto each one of these fronts. So that is going to be, this is going to be your per ticket thing, your, as I mentioned earlier, your price, and this is going to be your quantity. From here, you put those base ones there. So $20 per ticket, I'll put that right there. And then also put 300 because that's how much tickets. Now, depending on the action, you have to add or subtract it, then multiply it by X. And that X, as we mentioned earlier, is how we define the amount of items sold. So $20 plus 2 times the items sold for every $2 increase. And it says 20 fewer tickets are sold, so 20x. And that's basically how we do it. Now from here, all you have to do is expand. So 20 times 300 is 6,000, and it's minus 400x plus 600x minus 40x squared. And finally, from here, we can do our revenue equation as negative 40x squared plus 200x plus 6,000. Now, there is a couple of things that we have to understand here. And the first one is that you can always use the negative b over 2a to find the maximum value. And this is something that you can quickly double check. Just go x equals negative 200 over 2 times negative 40. That finds your middle value for the x's. Now, a lot of you know about this, but I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to use it. It depends on the context. So this, for example, is 2.5. So from here, you should complete the square and then find your x value doing that. But for now, I'll show you guys through this method since you guys already understand how to complete the square. Now once you get x equals 2.5, you need to simply plug that into the revenue. Oh, sorry, you need to just, plug that into the revenue, and you should get, you should get 6,250. So I hope those numbers line up. I believe they should. So let's move on to the next question, and I hope you guys kind of understand what's happening now, because before it was like a bunch of words, now you can understand and get a grasp of it. So now I'll be moving on to a more medium question. Let's say that there's a lemonade stand, and that lemonade stand, they sell 80 cups, and each of those cups, it's $5, so $5 per each. Now for every 0.5 decrease, 10 more cups are sold. Let x be the number of 0.5 decreases. Although I'm just showing you guys that to like kind of edge you into it, but usually it wouldn't give you that. Find the revenue equation and maximum revenue. So so I'll let you guys, so let's just start this off real quick. And the first thing you want to do is set each of your brackets. So we know revenue, get those two brackets in. We're going to know that the base prices of those is going to be 80 cups. So the quantity over here, and then the price over here, which is going to be 5. And then every 0.5 decrease, so 0.5x, and then every 10 cups, so plus 10x. And then from here, multiply them out, expand. That's plus 10x, plus 400, or sorry, oh my god. That's going to be negative 5x squared. I'm just going to do it reverse here. And then from here, you would complete the square. As mentioned before, to find that vertex value, or you could do your little negative b over 2a method, and that also works. I highly recommend to use it. And then finally, your revenue, which is when you plug in the x, and you should reach $405. So that should be your maximum revenue. Now, if you didn't get that, that's fine, but I hope that the main concerns I have here is that setting up this equation and determining what's a minus and plus, that is the hardest part here. So let's move on to a little bit of a harder problem, and this one revolves around a movie theater. So a movie theater, it charges $12 per ticket, and it sells 500 tickets. Every $1 increase causes 25 fewer tickets to be sold. So I'll let you guys try to figure this out first, and I'll repeat the question real quick. That is, a movie theater charges $12 per ticket and sells 500 tickets. So set up those base numbers. Every $1 increase is 25 fewer tickets. Then write the revenue equation, the standard form, and the max revenue. So 3 things you need here. You need to find revenue equation, you need to also find the standard form, and you also need to find max revenue. So I'll let you guys do that, and then I'll get back to you guys. Again, this is all of them right here. So go ahead. So hope you guys attempted that problem. Here is how I would personally go about this. So we know that revenue is equal to that price times quantity thing, right? We know our price here is kind of 12 per ticket, so 12 there, and then 500 tickets as our quantity. Then here, 12 per ticket, that's plus 1x, or plus x, and 500, that's minus 25x, because of the 25 fewer tickets. From here, we would just expand it out. So that gets us 6,000 plus 200, yeah, and then minus 25x squared. And then that should get us, once putting it into the right form, negative 25x squared plus 200x plus 6,000. And that is our revenue thing. Now from here, what we need to do is find a vertex. And this gets us negative 200 over 2 times negative 25. And that eventually gets us $6,400. And that is our revenue. Now, everything else here, we have standard form, we have the max revenue, and we have the revenue equation. So that is the end of it. Now, be sure to do the practice posted under the worksheets. Hope you guys learned something new, got a good grasp of it, even though maybe you don't fully understand some things. This is also a more relatively lighter topic compared to the other ones, so you should spend about 30-40 minutes on this, reviewing it for the test, to an hour around of review. So I hope you guys enjoyed the lesson today. Be sure to do the homework, be sure to check out our other videos, and we'll see you guys later.